If you thought my last bread recipe was easy, then this is a piece of cake. This is an easy set it and forget it recipe for making whole wheat bread in a bread machine. You can also make cake in a bread machine. I'll make a separate video on that, but today I'm using this Weber bread machine to make bread. It has all the typical settings you'll find on a bread machine these days, and it has a whole wheat mode that bakes the bread a little longer than a white bread loaf. I can also just have the machine make dough and then shape it and bake it myself, but today I'm going to let the machine do everything on its own. Truly set it and forget it. By the way, this machine has 2 paddles, which is really nice, and the bread pan is horizontal, so you get a normal looking loaf. I used to have a bread machine with a vertical pan, and my loaf would come out vertical like a skyscraper. This design gives you a more traditional looking loaf. So for a perfect whole wheat loaf, this is what you'll need: a total of 500 grams of flour, which is around 4 to 4.5 cups, depending on whether you pack the flour in or not. So now the split I use between all-purpose white flour and whole wheat flour in this recipe is 3 to 1. I've done a 50-50 ratio as well, and the bread comes out good, but a little denser and heavier. You can experiment with the ratio of white to whole wheat and see what you like. Here are the ingredients that I use. 350 grams of all-purpose flour, that's 3 cups packed and leveled off, and then 150 grams of whole wheat flour, that would be 1 packed cup level. So that's a total of 500 grams of flour. Next, you'll need 170 grams lukewarm water, that's 3/4 cup, 74 grams of vegetable oil, that's 6 tablespoons, 63 grams of honey, that's 3 tablespoons, or 5 or 6 tablespoons of sugar, but of course honey is preferred, and 3 large eggs, actually 2 large eggs, and then a 3rd egg with just the yolk, and we'll reserve the white for an egg wash at the end. If you don't want to do an egg wash, then throw in all 3 eggs. 9 grams of salt, that's 1.5 teaspoons, and then 6 grams of yeast, that's 2 teaspoons. Okay, I have my scale ready, and I'm going to weigh the ingredients as I put them in the bread pan. But the bread pan wobbles on my scale. It's not stable. So I put a Pyrex dish on the scale to stabilize it, and then the bread pan. And now I need to tear out or zero out the scale. Great. Now for the ingredients. Let's start with 170 grams of lukewarm water. Excuse my fingers, but they are clean. And I poured 173 grams of water, which is a drop too much. And usually I'd leave it, but since I'm making a video, I wanted everything to be perfect. So I scooped out a bit. There, exactly 170 grams of water. Next, I put in the yeast, and I used dry active yeast that comes in a bag rather than packets. And I store it in the freezer, taking it out each time I use it and putting it right back in the freezer. The cold won't kill the yeast, only the heat will. Now I have 170 grams of water and 6 grams of yeast, and I know bread machine instructions have you mix the yeast with the dry ingredients, but I like to activate it right away by putting it in with the water. Sometimes I wait a little to make sure the yeast is bubbling and alive, but this is a fresh bag that I've been using for previous bakes, so I know it's good. But if you're not sure your yeast is fresh, then wait for it to do its thing and show that it's still alive. All right, next is the honey, and this recipe calls for 2 tablespoons or 63 grams of honey. You can add more if you want it sweeter or a little less. If you're using sugar instead of honey, then measure out around 5 to 6 tablespoons of sugar, more if you like it sweeter. Be aware that gram for gram, honey is sweeter than sugar, so you always need a little more sugar in a recipe that calls for honey if you're substituting it. You might want to experiment with maple syrup. That will give a whole different flavor profile to your bread. Okay, let's zero out the scale again. And now I'm going to add in 6 tablespoons of oil. This is typically how I do bread machine recipes: the liquid first, and then the dry ingredients, except for the yeast, which I put in with the water first. So 6 tablespoons of oil is 74 grams. So I poured in 76 grams. Okay, 2 grams over, no big deal. This bread is going to come out yummy in spite of being off a gram here or there. Really, no worries. Next are the eggs. This recipe calls for 3 eggs total. These are extra large eggs. First, I put in 2 whole eggs, white and yolk. And then for the third egg, I use the yolk, but set aside the white for an egg wash on top to make this look nice. Totally optional, but if you want to sprinkle some seeds on top at the end, you'll want the egg wash to help the seeds stick to the top of the loaf. Okay, so that's the eggs. Now for the dry ingredients. Let's start with the flour. I'm using all-purpose flour for the white flour, unbleached, and measuring out 3 packed cups, or a total of 350 grams of all-purpose flour. Okay, so let's measure out 350 grams of the flour, and that's exactly 350 grams. And now for the whole wheat flour, this is what I'm using, and we have 150 grams of whole wheat flour. If you want more whole wheat, then use less white or all-purpose flour. Just make sure your total is 500 grams. Follow this recipe the first time and then tweak it if you feel you need to. The same goes for the honey. If you want this sweeter, add more honey. For my family, this recipe is perfect just the way it is, no tweaking needed. And last, I add the salt. You don't want the salt to come into contact with the yeast right away. It can kill the yeast. So always put the salt in last. Yeast in first. That's the way I do it. Soon it will all be mixed together anyway, but until then, I like to keep them apart. Okay, so 9 grams of salt, that's about 1.5 teaspoons. You can put in table salt. I use sea salt, whatever you want. And now we're done with the ingredients. If I wasn't filming this, it usually takes me 5 minutes to get my ingredients together and measure it out. Never more than 5 minutes unless I get interrupted, which happens. Next, the loaf pan goes into the machine and make sure it's seated in there properly. There are 2 paddles in this machine, so sometimes you have to make sure that both are aligned. And now we're ready to set it and forget it. Now, when I plug this in, it defaults to menu item 1 and 3 hours and 5 minutes. But I'm going to set this to menu item 3 on this machine. That's the whole wheat setting. So if you have a different machine, look for the whole wheat setting. And you can see when I do that, the time changed to 3 hours and 25 minutes. I have the loaf size set to 2.5 pounds, and the color I like to set at dark. Now you just press start, and nothing happens for about 10 or 15 minutes. So if you have this machine, don't panic. It's just the machine heating up slowly to the temperature the ingredients will be happy with. And then it will start mixing. If this is the first time you're using this machine, just wait about 10, maybe even 15 minutes, and it will start up just fine. Here you can see the timer has counted down to 3 hours and 17 minutes, so 8 minutes and nothing seems to be happening. But the machine knows what to do and when to do it, so don't worry. Okay, the timer reads 3:10 now, and the mixing just started up. Let's have a look. And the machine starts out mixing the ingredients pretty slowly, and then after about 8 minutes, it mixes at a quicker speed for around 3 minutes. So about 10 to 11 minutes of mixing total, and then it rests and lets the dough rest for about 30 minutes, and then it starts mixing it up again, and then it lets the dough rise. Now the timer is at 2 hours and 6 minutes, and the dough is rising. You can see the condensation, so you know that it's a warm environment in the machine, the perfect proofing environment. I shouldn't be lifting the lid, but for the sake of this video, there you go. You can see the dough looks pretty happy in there, but it also looks small. And don't worry, it still has time to rise, and it will rise even more once it starts baking. Now the bread has been sitting for 40 minutes, and wow, You can see it's about doubled in size. Beautiful. You don't have to keep checking on it like I'm doing for this video. It really is a set it and forget it thing. Just measure out the ingredients and leave it be. It will do its thing. And your house will smell wonderful. And now, with about 50 minutes to go, I'm going to give the loaf an egg wash treatment. This is, of course, totally optional, but it gives the bread a beautiful look. And if you're putting seeds on top, then it will help them stick. And this is when you should do it. I'm using everything but the bagel seeds. These are really tasty if you like everything but the bagel. If you don't, then you can top it with poppy or sesame seeds or even oats. Oats look really nice on whole wheat bread. Or just leave it be with no topping. And now the bread is done. Look how beautiful it is. It comes out of the pan pretty easily, but there are those telltale holes at the bottom of the loaf. Some people reach into the dough after the last mixing and remove the paddles, but you have to catch it just right in the timing, so I just leave it be. The bread is delicious, light and fluffy with a little nutty flavor from the whole wheat and a touch of sweetness from the honey, just a touch, and just the way we like it. This is so easy with a bread machine, unbelievably easy. So easy you can bake fresh bread every day, and your house will smell like a bakery. Feel free to experiment. I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and thanks for watching. Bye.